This is a video tutorial on how to complete the review for the air quality and farmland protection regulations as required by HUD for CDBG projects. First, we'll start with air quality. As always, begin at the ADECA Environmental website and open the Environmental Review Guide. In the review guide, scroll to the bottom of page 9, showing the air quality section. The first step is to determine if your project is located within a non-attainment area. Currently, for the state of Alabama, the only county that is considered a non-attainment area is Pike County in the Troy, Alabama area. To verify, click on this link here to check the EPA Green Book for the non-attainment areas in the state. Once you click the link, this website should appear. Click on the state of Alabama, and as you see at the top, as of September 22nd, in the state of Alabama, only Pike County and Troy had a contamination or a non-attainment area for lead. So if your project is not in Pike County, then by default it is not in a non-attainment area. All you have to simply do is print this page and write on it something to the effect of the project is located in another county and therefore not applicable. As you can see from this example, it was current as of the 30th of January of 2015. Now, if your project happens to be in Troy in Pike County, then you must determine if your project will generate more than the de minimis level of emissions. Now, by nature, nearly all of our projects will generate no emissions whatsoever. You can make that the documentation and determination if need be. If you happen to have a project that creates emissions, or if you'd rather have a more concrete documentation process, you can contact ADEM and get their concurrence for the air quality regulation if you would like. But as I stated earlier, 99% of our projects do not create any emissions whatsoever. So that level of review isn't necessary. Again, easiest way to do it is to check the EPA website and print the chart and document on the chart that your project is not in that containment area. Now on to farmlands protection. As always, start at the ADECA Environmental website, open the Environmental Review Guide, scroll to page 10, and here in the middle of the page is the farmlands protection section. Now the first step is to determine if the project will result in the conversion of prime, unique, or state locally important farmland. And it's the conversion of farmland to non-agricultural use. Since the bulk of our projects don't involve the conversion of any land from one to the other, this regulation is very seldomly ever called into question. The easiest way to document this, in my opinion, is to use what I call a memo to file. And here's an example of what one can look like. I used our state letterhead for this example. You would use your business letterhead. I would date it, give it a name, and here, the farmlands protection area. The HUD guidance asks the question, does your project involve any of these items here? And I simply answer their question using a very generic version of the scope of the project. So, does your project include any activities including new construction, acquisition of undeveloped land, or conversion that could potentially convert one land use to another? In this particular example, no, the scope of the project was to replace a 3-inch PVC water main with a 6-inch PVC water main, install fire hydrants, repair sidewalks, and patch a roadway in an existing residential neighborhood. That explanation lends to tell everyone that it is not new construction and is definitely not converting one land use to another, or could even potentially convert the land use from one to another. So this is what I call the memo to file, and it works for more than just farmland protection. We will cover the others in a moment or in another video. Now, if your project does happen to convert land usage from farmland to non-agricultural use, you have to complete the Form AD 1006 Farmland Conversion Impact Rating Form and submit it to the proper USDA office found on their website. Here is the form. You would have to complete this in its entirety. Instructions on how to complete the form are on the second page. Once completed, you then submit to the USDA office in your related to your county. You click on the website link here. You get this web page. Click on the state of Alabama. Use the locator site. Alright, and then you pick whatever county your project happens to be in. Let's pretend it's Montgomery County. Then here's a list of all the different offices that serve the Montgomery County area. Since this one, the FSA and Rural Development State Office is here in Montgomery, I would suggest you send your correspondence to them, and then of course work your way out. And once you get your concurrence from them, you would put all of that information in your ERR, and your documentation would be complete. Again, for farmlands protection, very rarely does it ever come into play. For the types of projects we do with CDBG, the easiest form, as I stated, of documentation, in my opinion, is the memo to file. Simply restate the question that HUD asks to make your determination, and then use a watered down version of the scope of the project to answer their question, showing that the project does not include any of the activities that they list for the guidance question. Well, that has been a tutorial on how to properly document air quality and farmland protection regulations as required by HUD for CDBG projects. Please check out the other videos for more instructions. Thank you.